Greetings, I am Zachary Hepner, and I'm pleased to share this Dvar Torah for Parashat Pinchas. The greatest detective who never existed is Sherlock Holmes, and the greatest clue he observed was what wasn't there. In Conan Doyle's Hound of the Baskervilles, Holmes honed on the missing evidence that the dog didn't bark. Tzlofchad's orphaned daughters appeal to Moshe against God's decree to pass ancestral estates only to male progeny. Moshe brings their arguments to God, and God accepts their appeal. This narrative contains a pink elephant because the pink elephant is missing. The wilderness narratives contain many series of conflicts. Nadav and Avihu seek personal spiritual highs on their own initiative and get punished for doing so. The scouts take initiative beyond their designated tasks with disastrous consequences. The mitonanim, Asaf'suf, and Avim bring on divine wrath. Miriam privately complains to Moshe with consequences. Korach, Dathan, and Aviram petition for their causes with deadly results. Even Moshe and Aaron are not free from penalty when they follow through God's imperative improperly. Yet the daughters of Tzlofchad are not punished and are given repeated acknowledgement, being cited in the penultimate verses at the close of the book of Numbers. A close reading of the texts illuminate the difference with Benot Tzlofchad. Korach's faction uses the words Vayikach, Vayakumu, Vayikalu, Vayomru. Vayikach, he took his delegation. Then Vayakumu, Vayakumu is being used as a Janus word, to stand in opposition and not to support. Vayikalu, he gathered, sounds egalitarian or democratic, but is used as a method of intimidation by sheer number of followers. Finally, Vayomru, he said, is, as Rashi says, Vayomer refers to speaking in a harsh language, in contrast to the initial reply of Moshe, Vaydaber. Compare these verbs to Tzlofchad's daughters. Vatikravna, Vata'amodna, Lemor, Lama, Tna, Vayakrev Moshe. They started with Vatikravna. They approached. Karav is a binding word to bring together, in contrast to Targum's translation of Korach's Vayikach, which is Vayit Paleg, and he divided. Vata'amodna, and they stood as in a court pro forma standing before a judge, which contrasts with Korach's Vayakumu, to stand against. The tone is also starkly different. Korach speaks harshly, Vayomru, while Tzlofchad's daughters present a legal defense, Lemor. Lastly, Korach's Vayikalu makes use of Korach's social media followers as a form of intimidation, while the contrasting word is Lama, simply a simple why. Why, and to what end is the rule to exclude women with no brothers from inheriting land? Why? As a lesson in civility and court protocol, Benot Tzlofchad self-advocated for their cause, and all others in the same situation also benefited. They voiced their concerns with respect without intimidation. Instead of attacking divine decree, they asked for further clarification. Their legal argument is dialectic. The verse is usually read as, why should the name of our father be removed from his family? Because he didn't have any sons. But Lama is resting upon the trop munach, which moves around the punctuation. The meaning of the verse changes from inquisitive to rhetorical. Should the name of our father be removed from his family because he didn't have any sons? Explain. There is also a lesson in Tziduk Hadin, accepting divine decree. At no part in this narrative do the Benot Tzlofchad reject divine decree, and there is no prohibition from advocating for their cause. While it is improper to judge others' intentions, the sages, cited by Rashi, describe them as righteous. In fact, they are a model par excellence as advocates of change. While antinomian strains throughout history have advocated for change by executing their change post-haste, the more respectful halachic process is to follow the Benot Tzlofchad's model. From the Hound of the Baskervilles that didn't bark when leaving Egypt, to the Benot Tzlofchad who didn't get punished before entering the Holy Land, The lessons of respectful discourse and Tziduk Hadin are discovered from the text that wasn't there. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.